Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. This is your boy Razor from Razor2 coming at you with some information on the new Shifting Tides operators and the reworking of the theme park map on Rainbow Six. I told you guys I was going to go over it last night, and I couldn't, so I'm going to go over it today. So obviously, as this article here is from the Ubisoft website, this is as of November 10th. Obviously, when the Pro League season ended, this is what we come up with when Ubisoft decided to release information on the new operators. So, what it says is Shifty Tides is bringing 2 new operators and new map rework, which is Theme Park, reworking it. And this new season will introduce an attacker named Kali, who wields a bolt-action sniper rifle, which is awesome. It's got a 5x and a 12x scope on it. Very awesome. Headshots obviously are insta-kill. A body shot is going to be a instant down, so watch out for that. And then it also has a gadget underneath the barrel of the sniper rifle. And they're coming out with a new defender named Wayme. So I think that's how you said it. Who deploys a magnet device to capture grenades, flashbangs, and other projectiles. And the new operators will be unlocked immediately to Year 4 pass holders when Operation Shifting Tides launches, and available 1 week later for everyone to purchase using Renown or R6 credits. So obviously, if you have the year pass, then you get it for free. If you don't, either you're grinding or paying some money for it. So the newly reworked version of the theme park will be free for all the players. See the map and the operators in the action video below, and read for details about their gadgets and weapons. So let's go and check out this video here, and then we'll make our way back to this website in this article, okay? Oh, wait a minute, look at this. Date of birth. Let's just go 85? Yeah? Alright, we'll just submit that. It says you may not have access. You shut your mouth. I know when it's going. What am I supposed to select? Let's just say 90. Right? Well, let me choose it? No? If it doesn't let me choose it, it's fine. It's whatever. It's not gonna let me choose. That's not good. Alright. So, who cares? If we can't see the video, it's whatever. It's available on YouTube, so you can check it out. And it's an Ubisoft video, so it's mainstream. You'll be able to find it. Alright, so it says basically Kali is the head of an Indian private military company. She's medium speed, medium armor operator with a sniper rifle, which is the CSRX 300. So it also comes with a gadget underneath. And basically, this is all it can do. So, like I said, it's a one-shot headshot. One body shot is a down, and then it can penetrate through multiple walls and multiple defenders at once, or a combination of both. Like I said before, it's got a 5x, 12x scope on it, and it's pretty powerful. So, if we're looking at this, here's the big question we had when we play Rainbow Six and you play it competitively and you are serious about the game. There's certain operators that we can ban that won't have an effect, and we can use somebody to replace them, and there's certain that's not. One of those operators would be Thatcher. Now, Thatcher, if he gets banned, you don't have a replacement for him. But now that we got Kali's, she is Thatcher's replacement. Now, basically, that's because the gadget on the bottom of her barrel can hit a wall, and when it hits a wall, it blows up everything behind it that's electronic. So your bandits, Cades, Claw, um, anything mutes behind it, and it's pretty awesome. Um, the thing is when she shoots it into the wall, what happens is the defenders on the other side, the opposite side of the wall, they cannot shoot that device on that side. They actually have to go around and shoot the tail end of her gadget. Okay, so although you know you defending, I'm telling you this now, if you're defending against her and she's got a 5x to 12x scope with a rifle that can just down you instantly, you have to be careful when you go try to shoot that bullet gadget that goes into the wall, okay? So, which is great because, I mean, she's going to bring a lot of versatility to the game. Um, it gives attackers, another way to take out defender gadgets without like relying on your frag grenades, Sophia, concussion grenades, um, or bringing in your Twitch drone, stuff like that. And you don't have to use Thatcher's EMP grenades and rely on somebody throwing on there. You just gotta have them aim, shoot at the wall, boom, they're done. Um, so that's pretty cool. Uh, so it'll be with her. If you time it right, you'll be able to push into an objective, and you'll definitely be able to see the difference in the gameplay. At least when it comes to those maps, like let's just say Villa, for instance, where you need to push into a room, like say Vault and Billiard, and you need to basically take out those walls that they've electrified with the bandits and they put them up, right? So you could just take it out and then bring thermite in as quick as possible. Now the only downfall to her is that she can't take out mirrors. So be cognizant of that. Okay, so basically that lance bullet that she shoots out, it creates holes in breakable surfaces. We knew that, and they won't create openings in reinforced walls. So although it does take out all the electronic stuff on the other side of the wall, um, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see through that reinforced wall. Now the thing is, what I don't know is, say she shoots it and you don't have your bandit down or anything. Maybe there's going to be an audio cue when she shoots it into a reinforced wall or something. Maybe you'll be able to like mute it or bandit trick it if you time it right, which is going to be hard. But it does minimal damage to operators on the other side of the wall, and then basically the only thing you got to worry about with her is going to be that rifle, and her sidearms are just going to be the PT-26 MK and the C-75 Auto. So she's going to be a pretty powerful operative. I mean, and I think Glass is going to be getting a buff too here soon. So we're gonna have to be cognizant of that. Anyways, that's going to be the new attacker for Shifting Tides. It's going to be I think it's Kali or Kaylee, however you want to say it. And this is her in a rifle. It's a CX with the lance underneath it, and that's pretty cool. I like it with the 5x to 12x scope. She's coming to us soon on console, and it's going to be a pretty good addition to the attackers. Now, let's move on to the defenders, which is, I think it's Waymay. Medium armor, medium speed. Um, Basically, he's employed by Kayla's PMC, so he works with her. And his gadget is called the Magnetic Neutralizing Electronic Targeting System, aka the Magnet. It's basically a disc-like device. It goes on walls. It's got like a blue tint to it if you watch any of the videos. And what's cool about it is you could throw it pretty much anywhere. It's really small. When you go ahead and throw it on the wall, it's going to take in grenades, projectiles of any sort, and whatever it takes in, and it magnetizes to it. That projectile or grenade, the timer on it gets reset, and then it explodes. So by the time the attacker throws it, it sucks it in. Say you got a cooked grenade, the magnet will actually reset that timer, and then you have a little bit of time to get away, and basically it'll explode your device. Now his device actually does work like Legion's goo mines. So when you're checking him out, over time he'll have that little circle that charges up, and then you'll get a magnet. So if you're good with them, I'm saying probably on the defender side, you'll be able to throw it on the wall, wait, or you can just spam them, wait, get a pile of them and just start spamming them in one spot. Now that's pretty good for in like OBJs that there's only like maybe one or two ways to get in. That way, anybody throwing things in or shooting projectiles in like Ash's grenade launcher or Buck's grenades, Finka's grenades, Gridlock's grenades, stuff like that, it's gonna suck in and then reset the timer and blow up. Now the cool thing about this device is too is the radius is huge. Okay, it's huge. Um, it basically sticks to any surface, and the radius is huge, right? So if you put it in the right spots, say you threw it on the ceiling and you shot the ceiling out, and there's people on the second floor above you, and they're throwing grenades, it'll actually suck it towards the ground and then blow up the ground right there. So it'll cause you to like be able to use the attackers' grenades and projectiles against themselves. It works on things like Capital's bolts, um, Ash's projectiles, Zophia's. I don't know how it's going to work against Nomad's air jab. That would be interesting to see. Um, I know with Gridlock's grenades, it'll suck it up, it'll reset the timer on it, and then eventually when it blows up, it'll drop her grenade, and the spikes will still hit the ground depending on where the device is. The, the cool thing about that is it eliminates her ability to throw those grenades into an area, and when that device captures it, I think it hovers in the air for a couple seconds, and you'll be able to shoot that out of the device, or just break both the things at once. Now, it says the first magnet stops the projectile, resets it. Uh, its detonation time, it pulls it in. We went over that. Um, It says flashbangs will still flash, frag grenades will obviously still explode, but they do so at a time and place dictated by this gadget. So wherever you throw it, if you know the timing of a grenade, and obviously if you're in an area where somebody would cook a grenade, and you throw one of these disc devices around, the magnet, you could possibly turn the tables on the attackers by throwing it there. And if they do a grenade and they try to rush at the same time and that thing catches it next to the doorway you planted on, it's going to blow up right next to it. Boom, done. Oh, here we go. Here's the answer to my question. So it does Ash's breaching rounds, Capital's bolts, Ying's Candela's Nomad air jabs. That's interesting. And fuse charges. So that's awesome. So I'm assuming that it's one fuse charge per disc. Um, the interesting about that is if you spam it like I was talking about earlier, you could probably get rid of a bunch of fuse charges like that, and then just keep recharging your magnets. Um, and pretty much everything that I've covered is highlighted under this here too, and you can find this on Ubisoft's website as well. Um, so yeah, like this is saying, catching the gadgets and moving them out of the way is pretty helpful, especially with defenders, because since some maps are very defense um, lacking, you could just throw those up and kind of turn the tables on the attackers, which is pretty awesome. Um, let's see. Basically, you want to put them in places where the attackers, have problems. And then this was interesting. If you go on YouTube and you go up and look up any videos on this, it has Capitao shooting a bolt, and you can literally see it flying in the air towards an area that a defender's in. And it basically turns all the way around, and then the device takes it in, and the guy ends up TKing his own guy with Capitao's firebolt or fire arrow. It's pretty interesting. Um, The cool thing about that is now I don't know how this works or how it's gonna work. Is I'm assuming, say you could really trap the attackers in a very bad way, right? If you learn how to use those devices, the magnet, pretty well, and you can get a guy to TK his partner or partners, depending on what your device sucks in and does. Either a grenade blows that team up or a capital bolt that ends up frying your whole team. The interesting thing that I want to know about this and that I have a question about that isn't answered in any of this is that when the person accidentally TKs his partner or partners, and then all of a sudden, okay, you get a warning for that, right? So now, if you're an attacker that's accidentally TK'd somebody because of the magnet, then what's gonna happen if you do it again and another magnet gets you and kills your teammate with your own projectile? Are you gonna instantly die? Are you gonna get downed? Are you gonna get booted from the match? Do the players on your team get the ability to boot you for no reason, even though it's not your fault? Those are questions I have for that device because that would be kind of broken. So I'm interested to see what's going to be in store for us with this type of device in the game. I think it evens the playing field a little bit when it comes to like grenades and whatnot because we don't get enough grenades on the defender side besides impacts, obviously, you know. So it'll be interesting to see what this device has in store for us and what Ubisoft is doing with this. Now, you know, obviously it says he gains them gradually throughout the rounds, um, which is great. I think the Jaeger and Magnet combo is going to be a really good combo when people are choosing attackers that have grenades. And then here's an interesting thing: the weapons that this guy gets, right? So obviously we know Jaeger's weapon pretty well, and it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. It, but Whamy's weapons that he's gonna get is either the MP5K or the AUG. The AUG totally is better than Jaeger's weapon, and that's awesome, man. And here's his sidearms. You're gonna get the Kratos 357 and the P12s for his sidearms, and that basically covers, right, what's coming in Shifting Tides. So we're gonna go ahead and then switch over and start talking about the reworker theme park in a second. But here's your new operators in their entirety and everything that you want to know about them. Now I covered a lot. If you guys see this video and you're wondering, oh, okay, like we've seen multiple YouTube videos, we've seen it all. We've seen the gadgets released. We've seen what they do. We've seen bigger YouTubers stream it. I kind of wanted to get people's comments on what they think about the new operators and what would be the pros and cons, which I'll probably end up going over later um, in another video as probably the pros and cons. And then we'll just basically see where it's at. But those are your two operators. They're coming Rainbow Six, Shifting Tides soon. And it's Kaylee and Whammy for your attacker and your defender. And if you're not familiar with me, I am Razor from Razor